If you remember last time we were together, we talked about having a video call with my friend Chloe. She's visiting her family farm and has been cool enough to video call with us and share some things about mornings on the farm. Well, I'm not sure why I did it, but I told Chloe that I would get up before dawn and video call with her so that I could hear a real rooster's crow. I'm gonna try to connect with Chloe. I wonder if she is as tired as I am. Chloe, are you there?
Hey, Callie. Good morning. I'm so happy to talk to you.
Chloe, it's before dawn. Aren't you tired?
A little, but this is my favorite part of visiting the farm. When the sun rises and the rooster crows, ooh-wee, I just can't stay tired.
But why? I mean, don't get me wrong, that stuff is super cool. But you know what else is cool? Sleep. Why does it make you so excited, Chloe?
Well, I guess it just reminds me about things that don't change. No matter what my day was like before, the sun always rises and the rooster always crows, and that makes me happy.
Huh, you're right. That's true. It makes me happy too.
Oh, there it was. Did you hear it?
Wow, I sure did. A real rooster crow from a real farm. That was awesome. Thanks for letting us hear it, Chloe.
My pleasure. I'm gonna go get started on morning chores while you all check out today's Bible story.
Today's Bible story comes from the book of Matthew chapter 27. When Jesus was on earth, many people followed him. He forgave sins and healed those who were sick. That's because he wasn't just any guy. He was God's own son. But that made some of the leaders very angry. They didn't believe that Jesus was really God's son. They thought that Jesus was making things up and causing trouble. So they had Jesus arrested and put up on a cross. This was a very bad punishment for the worst bad guys. But Jesus was a good guy and he didn't do anything wrong. Jesus' friends were very sad and very confused. They thought that he would one day become their king. They never imagined that Jesus would die, especially on a cross. After he died, Jesus' body was taken down from the cross and put in a tomb, which is a cave. A big rock was rolled in front of the entrance. It was too big for anyone to move. Soldiers were told to guard the tomb. They did everything they could to keep Jesus in the tomb, but it wasn't enough. After 3 days, there was a big earthquake. The ground shook around the tomb where Jesus was. An angel appeared and rolled the big stone away. The guards were scared stiff. They couldn't do anything to stop it. When 2 women who were friends with Jesus came to the tomb to see where Jesus' body was, they found the angel there instead. The angel told them that they wouldn't find Jesus' body inside the tomb because he wasn't dead. He was alive. Jesus came back to life. The women ran to go tell the others. While they were on their way, they saw Jesus himself. It was true. He said hello and they fell at his feet because they were so happy. The women went to spread the news that Jesus is alive today and every day.
That day changed everything. And just like Chloe knows the sun will rise and the rooster will crow on the farm, we all know that Jesus is alive today and every day. You know what that makes me want to do, friends? It makes me want to practice my very own rooster, cock-a-doodle-doo! You want to practice with me? Ready? 1, 2, 3, cock-a-doodle-doo! Oopsies, I'm gonna go apologize to everyone for waking them up. Maybe I'll make them a big farm breakfast to really say sorry. It's early, but I'm up. If you're ready, stand up.
Hello, Journey kids! This weekend is Easter and Good Friday weekend. But does anyone know why we have Easter and Good Friday? Well, if you answered the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus, you would be absolutely correct. Now you might be thinking, resurrection? I heard that word a couple weeks ago when he talked about the resurrection of Lazarus. And you'd be correct there as well. But today we have an entirely new and exciting story, so let's jump right in. So Jesus was being arrested for claiming that he was the Messiah, which is true, but no one wanted to believe him. So he was in trial with Pilate. No, not that Pilate. Pilate the governor. Pilate didn't see that Jesus had done anything wrong, and he was very confused. But then everyone in the crowd started yelling at him to crucify Jesus, and he couldn't take it anymore, so he gave in to the pressure and decided to crucify Jesus. Jesus was nailed to a cross, and he died there next to two criminals who had done something wrong. At that moment, the curtain at the temple torn in two from top to bottom, the earth shook, and rocks split in two. Then a Roman soldier who was next to the cross said, "This man really was the Son of God." Jesus was buried in the tomb with the stone rolled in front of the entrance and soldiers guarding it day and night. A few days later, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to look at the tomb. But when they got there, the guards were unconscious and the stone was rolled away. The only one there was an angel. He told them that Jesus is not there. He is risen from the dead. The Marys were overwhelmed with joy, and as they ran back to tell the other disciples, Jesus was there in front of them. He told them to tell the disciples to go to Galilee, and that's where they would find him. What a crazy story. Jesus died for everyone's sin and rose again just a few days later. Good Friday is when he died, and Easter Sunday is when he rose again. That's why we celebrate it as a holiday, to remember Jesus. It's always fun to get a bit of chocolate too. But enough about that. Let's get to the big idea. Jesus is alive today and every day. Let's say it together. Jesus is alive today and every day. He may not be on Earth yet, but one day he's coming. And who knows, maybe you'll be the first person to meet him. Anyway, I'll see you next week, Journey Kids.
Well, howdy, you little farm fresh chicken nuggets. It's me, your favorite farmer, Carl. Welcome to JKTV.
Welcome to JKTV. Hosted by Carl, where we have fun with our friends, talk about Jesus, and go over everything the Bible has to offer. Now once again, welcome to JKTV.
Hey there, kids. You just caught me before I headed inside for the day. I don't know if you remember, but I'm going to be at this farm all month. My cousin Cletus is out of town, and I'm in charge of this whole farm. Isn't that incredible? I can tell you what, just in my first week here, I learned a whole lot. Specifically, 3 things. Number 1, do not sneak up on animals, especially the big ones. I tried to scare my horse the other day, and wowza, I thought my head got kicked 2 counties over. Number 2, milk does not grow in milk jugs in the ground. I dug for days around here trying to find some milk. But after some research, I found out that milk comes from a completely different place. And finally, number 3, everything is alive. Let me explain. I had no idea exactly what happened on a farm until I got here. But now I'm realizing pretty much everything around here, it's alive. The animals, the nature, even the vegetables. I mean, I have things like this growing in the ground. They're getting bigger and changing every day. Everything is alive.
Including Jesus.
Who said that? You guys hear that? Was that a goat?
Nope, not a goat. Just your best friend, Grace. How you doing, Mr. Farmer Carl?
Oh, Grace. Hey, I'm doing good. I was just telling the kids how it seems that everything around here seems to be alive. And wait, did you say Jesus was alive too?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I just got excited. I just finished my Bible reading for the day, and it was the perfect reminder.
Oh, well, tell me more.
Awesome! So, you remember last week when we talked about Peter and how Jesus was captured?
How could I forget?
Well, the thing is, they had taken Jesus and planned to punish him, even though he had done nothing wrong. He didn't even get a fair trial where he could make his case. All the people in power had already made up their minds to sentence Jesus to death. But before that, they put a crown of thorns on his head. They beat him and treated him very badly.
Ugh, I hate thinking about that.
I know, it wasn't easy for Jesus at all. They took him and they hung him on a cross, putting nails in his hands and feet. While Jesus was up there on the cross, he began to pray to God. Other people who were there heard him and watched. Eventually, Jesus became weak, his body gave up, and Jesus died on that cross.
I've heard this story so many times before, but it never stops being the saddest story ever.
It's even sadder because it's a true story of what Jesus went through for us. The good news is that it wasn't the end. When Jesus took his last breath, the earth began to shake. An earthquake shook the land so hard that buildings rattled and the curtain in the temple tore apart. Everyone was blown away, and it became very obvious to everyone there that Jesus was truly the Son of God.
Of course he is. They should have known that from the beginning.
Well, after that happened, a man named Joseph asked if he could take care of Jesus' body. When he got the permission, he placed Jesus' body inside a tomb that he had made himself. So they wrapped up Jesus in a cloth and placed him in this tomb.
Didn't they also have a huge rock that they rolled in front of it?
They sure did. Now, before Jesus was on the cross, he had told his people that after 3 days of being dead, he would rise and live again. So the leaders made sure to put a huge rock in front of that tomb so that none of Jesus' followers could take his body and pretend to make that proclamation come true. It didn't matter though, because nearly everyone forgot that Jesus said he would come back to life. I mean, it sounds impossible.
So no one came looking for him on the third day? Huh.
Well, he did get visitors, but mostly to mourn him. 2 of the people that showed up at the tomb were Mary Magdalene and the other Mary. They both saw something spectacular.
A cow doing a backflip off a tractor in a cornfield?
Not quite. It was an angel. The angel looked at Mary and the other Mary and said, "Do not be afraid, for I know that you are looking for Jesus, who was crucified. He is not here. He has risen."
Woohoo! Yeah, Jesus! Yeah!
This was the moment that changed everything. Jesus came back to life after being dead for 3 days. This was unheard of. And it meant that Jesus was telling the truth about it all. He truly was the Son of God, and there was no denying it now.
I love that. He proved it right then and there. Jesus is alive.
And not just on that day.
What do you mean?
Well, Jesus was not only alive that 3rd day, but he went on to live forever. Today, tomorrow, forever. And I don't know about you, but I find such joy in that. Even death couldn't hold Jesus down.
Wow, that actually gives me a lot of confidence. Like if Jesus can defeat death and everything else, I feel like I can face anything in my life or whatever this farm throws my way.
You are exactly right. Hey there, my farm friends. Our exciting big idea today is Jesus is alive today and every day. So let's shout it out loud on the count of 3, okay? So loud it'll make the roosters jealous. 1, 2, 3. Jesus is alive today and every day. Perfect. Wonderful job. Now, I better get out of here, but make sure to tune in next week, okay? Alrighty, I'll see you later.
Thank you for watching, and tune in next week for a new episode of
Luke chapter 24, verse 6. He, is not here. He has risen.